So today we are going to start with the third sphere, that is atmosphere. The envelope of air around the earth is known as atmosphere. You can see it in the diagram. So the atmosphere is always connected with the earth. Now this atmosphere is having no taste, no color and no odor. We cannot see it, children, but we can feel it because of the changes happening in the nature. For example, when we see the grass moving, means what is present there? Breeze, means there is some atmosphere present. Okay, so now as we go higher from the surface of the earth, the atmosphere starts becoming rare, means there is less water vapor, or you can say less density. So near the surface of the earth the atmosphere is dense, but as we go at a higher level the atmosphere becomes rare. Now we'll see what are the things present in the atmosphere. So atmosphere is made up of gases, water vapor and dust particle. Okay, the main constituents are whatever we see in gases. Okay, so in gases we have nitrogen, oxygen, water vapor and carbon dioxide, and the other gases are in very less quantity. Now we will see the layers which are present in the atmosphere. So the layers what are present in atmosphere are troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, ionosphere and exosphere. So the first layer what we see, that is about, it starts from 0, that is from the surface of the earth, to about 30 kilometers, and that layer is called as troposphere. So if you will see in troposphere we find living things, or there are different changes going on continuously in this layer, and these changes affect the living world. So if we go close to the surface of the earth we receive more heat. The air near the surface is hottest, but as we go away from the surface of the earth the air becomes cooler. Now in this troposphere we mostly find water vapor, and we also find out all the weather related phenomena, such as you can see formation of cloud, rain, fog, wind, storm. Everything takes place in this troposphere. So aeroplane, can you see aeroplane in this picture? So aeroplane flies in the higher parts of troposphere. Now children, we have learned as we go at a higher level what happens, that the air becomes less, or it is air becomes rare, is it? So there are arrangements done in the aeroplane that so that the passengers in it will get enough air for breathing. So you know mountaineers, yes, mountaineers means the person who are climbing the mountains. You might have seen them carrying. So in this picture you can see mountaineers, yeah. So mostly the height of the mountains is very high, yeah. So when they are at the bottom they are getting sufficient amount of air or oxygen for breathing, but as they are going away from the surface or they are going at the height of the mountain, the air starts becoming rare. It means less amount of oxygen they get. So to keep them safe they have to carry cylinders, oxygen cylinders with them. Even temperature decreases, temperature become cooler there. So mostly you can see the mountaineers carrying oxygen in cylinders. So now we'll go for the next layer, that is a stratosphere. Now this layer is starting from 13 kilometers to 50 kilometers. Okay, and at the lower part of the stratosphere we are having a layer. You can see in the diagram it is little bit dark blue color line. You can see that layer is of ozone layer. Now what is the use of ozone layer? It acts like a filter paper. Now you know filter paper, if you put some solid particle and liquid particle on it, then liquid will pass through it but solid will remain on it. Yeah, like how you are having strainer of the tea. In the same way, it is a protective layer which protects us. Now how does it protect us? Now sun is sending rays, is it? So when sun is sending rays, we also get ultraviolet rays coming from the sun, which are very harmful for living things. Now what does this ozone layer do? It observes them, and in that way it protects living things from this layer. So stratosphere is about 13 kilometer to 15 kilometer, and it has the important layer called ozone layer. Now after ozone layer you can see mesosphere. Yeah, so in this mesosphere it starts from 50 kilometer to 80 kilometer. The lowest temperature is measured in mesosphere. Now we'll go for the next one, that is ionosphere. You may see some satellite like in the picture, is it? So this ionosphere start from 80 kilometer to 500 kilometers. Now there are radio waves are reflected in this layer. Okay, and because of it this layer is useful for telecommunication. So what is telecommunication? We have seen in the first lesson of science. Yeah, helping us to contact each other with the help of phones. Okay, we have seen it. So that telecommunication is possible only because of the ionosphere which is present in a atmosphere, because it is having radio waves. And the last sphere is exosphere, where the atmosphere ends. So it is having light gases like hydrogen. So here we have finished about the third sphere, that is atmosphere. So they have given you questions, use your brain power. So you have to answer that in which layer of the atmosphere do we see the rainbow? Which layer we can see? Of course near the clouds we see, isn't it? So which sphere? Troposphere. Mountainers carry oxygen in cylinder when they climb mountains that are more than 5000 meter high. What could be the reason for that? So we have discussed it in video, so listen it and write the answer. Now we'll start with the next point, that is how does it rain? So all of us know that water is present on the earth. Yes, even it percolates in the soil, that is it goes deep into the soil. Now due to the heat of the sun, the water in the water bodies as well as the water from the soil starts evaporating, and it evaporates in the form of water vapor. Now vapors are very light in weight, so they go on rising higher into the atmosphere. And we all know that high in the atmosphere the temperature is cool, and because of coolness, these are the vapors you can see, okay, evaporating. So because of coolness, these vapors, whatever we see in the diagram, as they go high up, they start condensing. Now what is condensation? Condensation means process of cooling of water vapor and forming very fine droplets of water. So because of condensation, fine droplets are formed. Now what happens? These fine droplets come together and they form a cloud. So now they are converted into bigger drops, and these bigger drops are very heavy, and now they cannot float in the atmosphere. So they fall down on the earth in the form of rain. This water which comes in the form of rain now flows on the earth. Then it flows into rills, rivers, streams, lakes, ponds, and finally meets the sea. Now we will see about the snow covered region. We have seen yesterday or in the last video that snow also melts due to the heat of the sun, and that it finally goes and meets into the river. So now again the water is collected into the river. So the process, now you can see this is the snowy region. Can you see they have shown that white color snow and dark blue, means it is showing that it is going and mixing into the river. It is colorless only it is little bit animated. So this snow also melts and it goes and meets into the river. Now we will see this all the process of evaporation, means turning water into water vapor. Okay, what is evaporation? Water into water vapor. Okay, now next process, condensation. Can you see the next? Condensation means what? Water vapor to tiny droplets. Okay, and then there is rain, means what? Tiny droplets to heavy droplets. So again that rainwater comes back to the land. Yes, so this is a continuous process, and this continuous process or this continuous cycle is called as a water cycle. So the last point, that is the biosphere. We find innumerable kind of living things on the earth, and in different spheres we are having different living things, and they together form biosphere. Now, if we see on the earth, we find different regions. Yes, yesterday we have seen continents and oceans. Now, overall on the earth, if you go any part of the world, you can see different environment or different region. Now, in some places you may find snowy region, but at other places you can find hot climate. Yes, in the snowy region you will feel very cool, but at other region like you will find hot climate. Now in some places you can find mountains, while in others you can find plains. Some of the places on the earth have heavy rainfall, where other places they are very dry deserts. Now in some places you will find oceans, yes, or salty seas which have salty water, but in some other places you find sweet water like rills, brooks, stream, rivers, etc. So now when we observe this diagram carefully, we can see a yellow line. It is showing the coastal region. So the oceans are shallow near the coast. But as you go away from the coastal line, the ocean becomes several kilometers deep. So if we'll overall see, then on the earth there are different regions, and because of these different regions we are also having diversity in plants and animals, means we are seeing great variety in living things which are living in these different regions. So we see animals like polar bear in the snow-bound polar region. In the map they have shown you the area. So now next, that is zebra, we see in Africa, and we find kangaroo only in Australia. We don't find these animals in any other region. Now we'll see about elephants and lions. They are found in the regions of hot climate. As there are variety of animals in different regions, there is also variety in plants. So this variety is the characteristics of different regions. So we find different kinds of plants, animals, microorganisms everywhere on the earth. So in lithosphere, or if we'll consider surface of the earth, above the surface of 600 meters we find living things, and in below the earth we find till 500 meter, and above till 600 meter. In this distance we are finding the living thing in atmosphere, hydrosphere and lithosphere, and they together form biosphere. They always interact with this sphere, and this living world constitute the biosphere. So here we have finished the lesson, and we'll go to the last point, that is always remember. So what we have learned, that is plants, animals, microorganisms are dependent on each other and also on the sphere in which they are there. So the biosphere is where they take birth, live and die. So homework is to read the whole lesson and draw a neat label diagram of water cycle.